All right, you lot, don't forget to give us a follow on Apple Podcasts or Spotify. And while you're at it, give us a 5-star rating. Trust me, it really does help us out.
With Carlos and Charles, and obviously we all knew about Carlando, right?
Yeah.
But like with them two, is what you see on camera what you see off camera with them two?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I feel like, again, a little bit because it's media stuff, like Charles is genuinely the most polite person ever. And I think he's one of the only, you've got your blue tick. Charles knows who I am. And he'll always say, hi, Jess. Like, he knows who I am. And he'll like, honestly, he's like, how have you been?
Fine.
Like, he knows that I was like WTF1. He knows that I've done, so he's such a dream to work with. He genuinely is like, you can tell none of them want to be there. None of them want to be doing this media stuff, especially because it's like a sponsor thing.
Yes.
But that's why I always try and bring something fun for them to do.
But I guess you know that they don't want to.
So I'm always thinking of that.
Yeah.
I'm always like, right, I'm going to be real with you. I'm not going to take up too much of your time. I'm going to make sure my briefing is really clear. I'm going to let you get on with stuff. I'm going to, take up as little of your time as possible. And I want to do something fun because then I get good content out of it, right? So, like Charles is like really, really polite. And Carlos is as well. But you can tell, like, so there was one time I was filming with them in Miami. And I think Real Madrid was playing.
And he's a huge Real
He's a
fan.
massive Real.
Yeah.
And our shoot kind of was at the same time as the game, and he was so pissed. He was missing this game, and he was like, so there was a point where we wrapped up finally, and there was a bunch of different things. So usually on these shoots, like you're one of many activations going on, so like you have to be like so on it with your time, and they're getting shipped from like thing to thing to thing to thing to thing. So they're like by the end
That's
of it.
what Thursdays are mainly dedicated for,
media days, right?
Yeah.
And like, if you're a top sponsor, you get like one allotted day to do everything that you need to do, whether that's TV, press, like what we're doing, like partnership activations, that kind of thing. And like, I think they were trying to take a photo at the end of the day, and he was just kind of like, come on, like just do it, just take the photo, just take the freaking photo and let me go and watch football. But like not in a rude way. It's just like, they're not there to have their time wasted. But no, they are, as in like the two of them together, like they laugh, joke, they get it. Like it's really funny because I think like everybody thinks, Lando's a great guy, as you'll know, great guy. But Carlos actually does bring a lot of that vibe to the party.
Yeah, 1,000%,
I think Carlos is a little bit underrated, I think,
Yeah.
both on and off track. And actually he's got like a wicked sense of humour. Okay, maybe slightly questionable political beliefs, but we'll leave that for another podcast. But he's, he does bring that energy, which is really, really fun to work with. And I think people don't maybe think that that's what they're going to get out of him, but he's a great guy.
Yeah. He's good. Like I think
crack,
the Carl-Lando relationship, I think everyone just assumes it's all Lando. But actually, I think
it
Carlos
is.
brings a lot of.
Genuinely, Carlos is.
Have you met Carlos?
I've not met him, no. But
That's what I found weird about like Lando's relationship with Daniel. Like I felt like Lando was a bit standoffish from. I think because everybody wanted
to
this
force
thing
it.
to happen.
I think that's part of it as well. I think there was that kind of huge expectation at the start of like, oh my God, guys, just be best friends. Like, just push him. When Mike Tyson's got those two pigeons together.
Oh my God, please tell Lando you likened him to one of Mike Tyson's pigeons. That's amazing. I love that. Jesus.
You know what I mean, though? Like it was just kind of that pushed them together.
Oh
sort of thing.
yeah. Like it wasn't.
And they do get on. Like it's not like a situation of
Yeah,
like.
the whole like Netflix thing where they're like, why does Lando always come out as like the evil guy out of Netflix?
I don't understand that because he was like that with
He's like the
Carlos
most
as well.
harmless guy in the world.
No, he just wants to chill out.
I mean, I don't like you have to kind of be a bit ruthless and cutthroat to get to where you are. Like you're not always Mr. Nice Guy. And obviously he's been very clear about how he feels and his opinions, but people are like, like, oh my God, he's this horrible person that just
part
wants
of it
his...
comes from his own brand as well, of always just trying to be nice. And then when he comes out and says something like, well,
something normal.
Daniel has struggled.
Yeah.
Like, and that's it. That's all
Yeah.
he basically said.
Or like, are you going to feel... Like, what...
What kind of question?
You're
is that as well?
okay, you've got a teammate, right? But your focus is you.
Of course.
Right?
These are F1 drivers for a reason.
And what are you going to
They're
do?
top-tier
Like,
athletes.
do you know what? I'm going to go and coach Daniel how to drive this car. Like, that is not your job. Like,
But again,
what are you going to do?
I think it's this perception that, we put these people on a pedestal and we don't treat them like human beings. And I think it is very human to just, say, like, be a bit harsh. Just be real.
Just be honest.
I mean,
yeah, just, I don't know, it's just a...